Corpus Christi water projects will have a major emphasis at today's city council meeting. A major auto insurer is suing a chiropractic network based out of Mission. And today is the last day for Texans to apply for the state's school voucher program. It's the South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Happy St. Patrick's Day. It's Tuesday, March 17th. Corpus Christi City Council meets today at City Hall. Officials are expected to present new modeling that outlines potential futures for the city's water supply.
We're not running out of water. We're not in trouble. Like I said, at Lake Corpus Christi, this is no time to panic. It's no time to doubt the work that we've been doing for years. It's time to recognize that we have water supply. We have 76 million gallons of new supply.
That was City Manager Peter Zanoni speaking at last Friday's press conference. Agenda items 16 through 19 will focus on motions connected to several water initiatives like the Evangeline Aquifer Project in San Patricio County. City Council members will also vote to authorize city staff to collaborate with CPS Energy to develop options for seawater desalination at the Barney Davis Power Plant in District 4's Flower Bluff. Members will also vote on a contract with Spheros for far-field modeling throughout the Corpus Christi Bay system. Full meeting agenda and public comment session signups are available on the City of Corpus Christi's website. The water system serving Corpus Christi supplies about 500,000 people across 7 counties, along with petrochemical corridors and the country's top port for crude oil exports at the Port of Corpus Christi. Since 2015, city leaders have recruited petrochemical plants, steel mills, and liquefied natural gas export facilities with assurances that enough water would be available. Today, of Corpus Christi's 3 available area water reservoirs, Lake Corpus Christi is at 9.4% capacity, Choke Canyon Reservoir is at 8.1% capacity. Lake Texana east of Edna is at 54% capacity. On a separate note, Victoria City Council also meets today at 5 p.m. at their council chambers. They meet on the first and third Tuesdays of each month. Meetings are live streamed online at victoriatx.gov and on YouTube at Victoria Texas Videos. A suspect in Saturday's shooting on a Port Aransas beach, 17-year-old Ernesto Castillo of San Antonio, appeared before a judge in the Nueces County courthouse on Monday. His bond was set at $500,000. Castillo faces 5 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, according to court records obtained by local media. Castillo told police he fired multiple shots at a group that he got into an altercation with while driving away. 5 people were injured and taken to the hospital. Some were released on Monday, while others remain in stable condition.
And then all of a sudden, I saw a black truck back up and take off, and he fired what appeared to be a handgun like 10 times.
That was a witness from last Saturday's shooting speaking with 3 News. Port Aransas Police Lieutenant Mike Hannon also told 3 News that their department receives additional help from the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department and Department of Public Safety troopers during spring break. A chiropractic network based in Mission is facing a $25.8 million federal lawsuit after a major auto insurer accused the company of insurance fraud and racketeering. The Rio Grande Valley Business Journal reports that Allstate filed a lawsuit accusing KIT Chiropractic of repeatedly billing for the same types of injury treatments to maximize payouts. The facilities, operated by husband and wife Luis and Alejandra KIT, are spread out across Central and South Texas, including Austin, Rio Grande City, Harlingen, and Brownsville, according to a 155-page suit filed in the U.S. District Court. It names the KITs along with 16 staff members, doctors, radiologists, and other individuals. Allstate says the KITs have been engaged in fraud since at least 2018 involving patients referred from personal injury attorneys. The KIT clinics allegedly send the patients through a series of self-owned medical, imaging, and chiropractic centers that produce high-dollar bills to bilk insurers. The Rio Grande Valley Business Journal is in partnership with KEDT. 25 News Now reports that Texas Parks and Wildlife have reopened a portion of Matagorda Bay to commercial and recreational oyster harvesting. Texas Parks and Wildlife said in a statement based on samples recently collected that part of Matagorda Bay TX14 now meets the state standards for sustainable harvest. These standards include oysters reaching certain thresholds based on the abundance of legal-sized oysters 3 inches or greater. Today marks the last day to apply for the Texas School Voucher Program. KERA's Bill Ziebel reports over 200,000 applications have already been received.
The Texas Education Freedom Accounts, created last year, use public tax dollars to pay for private and home schooling. Most families are seeking the $10,400 toward private school tuition. About 20% applied for the amount set aside for homeschoolers. Low and middle-income families and families of students with disabilities are prioritized. Lawmakers have capped the program at $1 billion, so the comptroller's office will hold a lottery. I'm Bill Ziebel in Dallas.
Beef prices have increased by 15% compared to a year ago, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, but cattle ranchers may not be seeing those returns. Houston Public Media's Michael Atkinson spoke with some of them at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Adam Mata stands up from his camping chair at the NRG Center in Houston for the national anthem. Mata is a junior at Pasadena Memorial High School. When he sits back down, he shares his schedule.
This is a lot.
His school life is bookended by working on the farm.
This is so much pressure, you have to keep up with schools, you have to keep up with a live animal, another life, if you will. And 2 lives at that for a pregnant animal.
His cow, standing nearby, is pregnant. Mata, who is 16, has to find a way to pay for it all.
Even at a young age, we're made aware of, hey, this is happening in the world. This is what's going on. This is why this is happening, and in the result, it's going to affect you in this way.
He's entering an industry in a difficult period. The U.S. Department of Agriculture predicts farmers are going to accumulate more debt this year, and at a faster rate than their assets can grow. At the same time, beef prices are increasing, as many shoppers have noticed at the grocery store.
Beef prices are high, beef prices have been high.
Daniel Driver is another cattle rancher at the Houston Rodeo.
Because we have finally gotten to such a shortage of cattle in the market that people have been being punished at the grocery stores for beef prices, but the cattlemen have not received that money.
Years of drought have made cattle feed more expensive and difficult to obtain. And that's led to the lowest number of cattle heads in the U.S. since 1952, according to the USDA. Kelsey Erickson-Stroifert is with the Texas Restaurant Association. Here she is speaking last month on Houston Matters.
And that means that now we have less beef available. And the challenge there is you can't fix those problems overnight. Once a cattle herd is smaller, it takes years to really rebuild that supply chain.
In its most recent report, the Texas Restaurant Association said conditions are marginally improving for restaurants. More restaurants say their profits are going up and fewer report losses. But that doesn't spell relief for all beef-based businesses.
For today alone, we spent $4,000.
Glennard Hannibal Hart Jr. is chief cook for GH's Outlaws, a competitive barbecue joint founded by his father.
You can't cheap out, unfortunately, because you see in the long run what happens, but $5 a pound is it's a steep price to ask.
I'm Michael Atkinson in Houston.
And in sports, the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley women's basketball team are headed for this year's Women's National Invitational Tournament. They are set to face Austin Peay in the first round at 6 p.m. Thursday at F&M Bank Arena in Tennessee. And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.